Everything you've been told about men is a lie. You've probably heard the same advice over and over again: play hard to get. Let him chase you. Men are simple. They only care about looks. But here's the harsh truth. That advice isn't just outdated. It's designed to keep you confused, frustrated, and stuck in toxic relationship patterns. Ever wonder why all those rules about men never seem to work? Why you're doing everything the experts say, but he still pulls away, still goes cold, or worse, he chooses someone else? It's because no one has been honest with you about how men really think, how they're wired, and what they're looking for in a woman. In this video, I'm going to expose the biggest myths about men and relationships. And by the end, you'll understand exactly what it takes to attract a man and build a connection that actually lasts. And trust me, I know a thing or two about relationships. My woman once told me she was playing hard to get. I told her, honey, you already got me. Now let's just play hard to keep. Let's start with the biggest lie out there. Men only care about how a woman looks. Now, don't get me wrong. Physical attraction matters. It's that initial spark that makes you notice someone. But does it make a man want to stay? Does it build a foundation for love that lasts? Absolutely not. Think about it. Have you ever seen a drop-dead, gorgeous guy with a woman who you wouldn't consider traditionally attractive? You might have even thought to yourself, what does he see in her? I'll tell you exactly what he sees in her. Something far deeper and more compelling than just looks. He sees a woman who makes him feel something, a woman who understands him, challenges him, makes him laugh until his sides hurt. A woman who sees the best in him even when he doubts himself. Science backs this up. Dr. Helen Fisher, a world-renowned biological anthropologist, has spent her career studying the complexities of love and attraction. Her research, which involved analyzing brain scans of thousands of couples, revealed that men are far more likely to fall deeply in love with a woman who makes them feel understood, respected, and appreciated. And it's not just about falling in love, it's about staying in love. Studies from the University of Kansas found that men crave emotional safety in a relationship. They long for that sense of belonging, a place where they can be vulnerable and truly themselves without judgment. This emotional security is a far stronger predictor of long-term relationship success than physical attractiveness. Think about those couples you've seen where the man seems completely smitten with his partner, even though she might not fit society's narrow definition of beauty. Why is he so drawn to her? Because she offers him something he craves on a primal level, emotional connection. She makes him feel seen, valued, and supported just like you do. So the next time you tell yourself that you're not enough because of how you look, remember this: you are enough. You have so much more to offer than just your appearance. Never underestimate the power of your mind, your heart, and your ability to connect with a man on a deeper level. And speaking of connections, let me tell you a funny story about my own relationship. My partner once convinced me that she could read my mind. Turns out she just knew I was always thinking about pizza. Laughs. Here's another lie that's been perpetuated for far too long. Men are naturally afraid of commitment. This myth has been used to explain away everything from a cancelled date to a sudden ghosting. But let me tell you, it's simply not true. Men aren't afraid of commitment. They're afraid of failing at it. They're afraid of not being enough, of letting you down, of not living up to the expectations they think are placed upon them. Dr. John Gottman, a renowned psychologist who has dedicated his life to studying relationships, has found that men are deeply wired to associate their self-worth with their ability to provide and protect. It's ingrained in their biology, in the very fabric of how they see themselves. So when a man senses that a relationship could lead to rejection, criticism, or constant conflict, he might pull away. But it's not because he doesn't want to commit to you. It's because he's terrified of failing in his role as a partner, of not being able to provide the security and happiness he craves for you. Have you ever noticed how a man might seem completely invested at first? Calling, texting, making plans, then suddenly seems to pull back just when things are getting good? It can be confusing, hurtful even, but it's often a defense mechanism. He's asking himself a series of questions that cut to the core of his insecurities. Can I actually make this work? Can I be what she needs? Can I handle the responsibility of her heart? And if the answer to any of those questions is even a sliver of doubt, he might start to retreat. It's not about a lack of desire for commitment. It's about a lack of confidence in his ability to deliver on the commitment he so desperately wants to make. I remember when I first started dating my girlfriend. She once told me, "If you ever ghost me, I'll haunt you." And let me tell you, I believed her. Chapter 3. This is a myth that just won't die, and frankly, it's one that breaks my heart. The idea that you have to play hard to get, to withhold your affection, to act like you don't care in order to keep a man interested is not only outdated, it's damaging. Look, I get it. You've been bombarded with this advice from well-meaning friends, from magazines, maybe even from your own mother. But let's be honest with ourselves. Have these games ever led to a genuine, lasting connection? Or have they left you feeling confused, insecure, and emotionally exhausted? Playing games is a recipe for disaster. It creates unnecessary drama, breeds mistrust, and prevents you from showing up as your authentic, amazing self. It's like trying to build a house on a foundation of sand. It's bound to crumble. Dr. David Buss, an evolutionary psychologist who has spent years studying human mating strategies, has found that men are naturally drawn to women who are clear about their interest. They're not looking for a puzzle to solve or a code to crack. They want a woman who is confident enough to be upfront about her feelings, a woman who doesn't need to resort to games to feel secure. Think about it from his perspective. If you're constantly ignoring his texts, acting uninterested in his life, or playing emotional hot and cold, what message do you think you're sending? You're not making him chase you, you're making him question your intentions. A confident, emotionally mature man, the kind of man you deserve, won't waste his time trying to decipher mixed signals or play along with your games. He'll see it for what it is, a sign of insecurity and a lack of emotional maturity. And he'll move on to a woman who is brave enough to be open and honest about her feelings. So let's throw out the rule book of games and embrace authenticity. Let's show men that we're not afraid to be vulnerable, to express our interest, and to build a connection based on honesty and mutual respect. Speaking of games, my own partner once pretended to forget my birthday just to surprise me with a party. I was so convinced she forgot, I almost planned my own. Now that's a game I can get behind. Chapter 4. Now that we've debunked some of the most pervasive myths about men and relationships, let's talk about what men really want. And the truth is, it's far simpler than you might think. Men are not these complex creatures that require a secret decoder ring to understand. At their core, they crave connection, intimacy, and a sense of belonging, just like women do. But here's the catch. They often express these needs differently. While women are often more verbally expressive, men tend to communicate their feelings through actions. They're the ones who fix your leaky faucet, who offer to help you move, who surprise you with your favorite takeout after a long day. Dr. Gary Chapman, renowned author of The 5 Love Languages, talks about this extensively. He explains that men often express love through acts of service or physical touch. It's not that they don't feel love deeply, it's that their way of showing it might not always align with traditional expectations. So the next time your man fixes that squeaky door you've been complaining about, or insists on carrying those heavy grocery bags, or simply holds your hand in public, pay attention. Those are his love languages. Those are his ways of saying, I care about you, I want to take care of you, I'm here for you. Think about a time when a man showed up for you without being asked. Maybe he offered to help you with a stressful work project, or he surprised you with a thoughtful gift, or he simply listened with his full attention while you were going through a tough time. Those acts of service, those gestures of love, are worth more than 1,000 I love yous. Men speak with their actions, with their presence, with their willingness to show up for you in tangible ways. Laughs. I remember one time my woman fixed my computer and said, now you have no excuse not to watch that rom-com with me. Guess who's a rom-com expert now? Chapter 5. Now that we've cleared the air about what men really want, let's talk about how to attract a good man and build the kind of healthy, loving relationship you deserve. And the best part is, it all starts with being true to yourself. 1. Be authentically you. Men can spot a facade a mile away. They're drawn to genuine confidence, to a woman who is comfortable in her own skin, quirks and all. So embrace your uniqueness, celebrate your individuality, and let your true self shine. 2. Set clear boundaries. Men respect women who respect themselves. By setting healthy boundaries, you're not being difficult or high maintenance. You're showing him how you deserve to be treated. If he's a good man, he'll rise to meet those standards, and if he doesn't, well, then you know he's not the right man for you. 3. Show genuine interest. Ask him about his passions, his dreams, his fears. Listen with the intention to understand, not just to reply. Men, just like women, want to feel seen and heard. They want to know that their partner is genuinely interested in who they are beneath the surface. 4. Let him invest in you. This is a crucial aspect of relationships that often gets overlooked. Men are wired to feel a deeper sense of connection through investment. It's not about playing games or making him work for your attention. It's about allowing him to court you, to pursue you, to show you through his actions that he's truly invested in building something real. Appreciate his efforts, acknowledge his gestures, and reciprocate when it feels genuine. Remember, relationships are a two-way street. Speaking of relationships, my woman once told me she loved me for my sense of humor. So I asked her, "Does that mean you love me or just my jokes?" She replied, "Both, but mostly the jokes." Well, at least I know where I stand. So now you know the truth. Everything they've told you about men, about what they want, how they think, and what keeps them interested, it's time to rewrite the narrative. Men aren't scared of commitment. They don't only care about looks. And playing games won't get you anywhere if you want to attract a man and build a relationship that lasts. It's all about understanding how he's wired and connecting with him in a way that feels real. It's about dropping the facades, the games, and the insecurities that are holding you back from experiencing true love. If you're ready to learn more about decoding men and building the love life you've always wanted, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. Let's break through the myths and uncover the truth together.